Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Alexander from Brazil, and today I want to show you the best weak teams against dreadful Hydras. So my idea is to show heroes with good performance against dreadful Hydras, because most of us don't have strongest heroes and we need help for our guilds, okay? So you can see here against the Earth Hydra, so I am using Fia and the Mojo and the Jhu very weak. So Fia last skill needs to be at level maximum, and what happens after Fia is dead, her skill is still working and giving more speed for Jhu. And of course also Mojo after dead also works against Hydras. You can see his last skill and I will explain Mojo at next battle, okay? So and I'm also using Astaroth. So Astaroth is the best tank for all Hydras and for battles, for the game, for guild war, for arena, for everything. So I advise you to invest in Astaroth as your main tank if you are a beginner, okay? If you don't have Astaroth, you can use the other tanks, as Galahad is also very good for Hydras. But here I'm showing Astaroth because he is very good, okay? So it's a good idea to have a strong Astaroth and the strongest Marfa. And now let's talk about the Water Dreadful Hydra. So you can see here now we have Nebula. So Nebula is a hero that can clean negative effects and also increase damage for your heroes. So she's increasing more damage for your Jhu, and so more damage is very good. And also here we have a wiki Jhu and Mojo again. So also Nebula is very good for your tower. If you are a beginner, you need to have a Nebula in your team. So you can see Mojo is dead and his skill is still working. Mojo and Fia after that their skill also works. So you just need to have a purple Mojo and after he die, so his skill is still working. You can see we still have magic damage at Hydra, so you can see all damage is proportional of Mojo last skill. So because of that you need to have a Mojo. What I have noticed in my guild that members don't want to use Mojo because they don't have a strongest Mojo. But you can say to your friends that they don't need to have a strongest Mojo. They only need a purple Mojo and his last skill at level maximum, okay? So just that, and you have a Mojo for Hydras working for you and for your guild. So start right now using Mojo and Jhu at Hydras, okay? And now we are going to talk about Fire Dreadful Hydra. So you can see here I'm using Nebula again. So Nebula is also good for Fire Hydra, and you can also use Fia instead of Nebula. The first thing I have used at Earth Hydra also works here and is very good performance. And I have good results against Legendary Hydra using Fia instead of Nebula. So we have two choices here, and I show you here how Fia instead of Nebula makes thousands of damage, and it also works for Legendary Fire Hydra. So it's a very good weak team for you and your guild mates use it and they have successful against the Hydras and they get more fire dust. Okay, so you can see here Nebula and the Mojo is dead, but okay, they are Jhu already is using his skill and he almost invincible when he's always recovering his health and Marth speeding Jhu and giving more damage, so it's very good. So please, you need to have a Jhu. You can see here in these videos, you don't need a very strong Jhu. You just need to have orange Jhu or a violet 3 Jhu, okay, a purple 3, and it's enough for you have good results against Hydras, okay. So now let's going to talk about Wind Dreadful Hydra. So here you can see a alternative team, a weak alternative team, and we are using jargon. So jargon is good here, but we are also using Astaroth. That is a very good alternative team, but the best tank here is Endivari. Endivari is the best tank for Wind Hydra because he protects your team when the Wind push your team behind, okay? And the another good support here instead of jargon is to use Cornelius. Cornelius is very good against all mage hydras because he protects your team against magic attacks. So you can see here at the pipe, it's my Cornelius, and it's my team that I'm usually using for Wind Hydras, and I have good results using Cornelius and the Endivari. So Rufus not work very well here because the Wind Hydra don't let your team recover healthy, and when Rufus are using his resurrection, Wind usually kill him fast. So I don't know, maybe a very powerful Rufus can work better here, but weak Rufus don't work against the Wind, okay? And here against light dreadful Hydra. So again, jargon is a good alternative. In the I had made some tests with another wiki teams, and the jargon again was the best performance for wiki teams, okay? So it's a good idea to think in jargon here. And now I want to ask you, if you don't subscribe at my channel, please consider to subscribe, okay? And you can see here also Rufus as a tank. So Rufus is very good against the light Hydra, okay, and also against the darkness. So you don't need a very strong full Rufus for attack light Hydra or darkness. If you don't have a good Astaroth, consider to use the Rufus. Rufus is very useful and almost invincible against some Hydras, okay? And of course here is a very strong Hydra. I think Cornelius is also very good here for you to use, okay? But here we are using jargon, and very good, even very useful, and I think this can help you with your Jhu and Mojo combo. I think it's the best weak combo for Hero Wars. And here again, how I said to you, Cornelius is very good against the mage hydras, and here we have darkness hydras against Cornelius, giving magic protection for our team and also making some damage. And again, Jhu and Mojo, okay? So this player has used here Endivari, but Endivari is not a good alternative here, okay? The best thing here is to use Galahad or Astaroth or Rufus. Rufus is very good against darkness, but okay, it works and he makes thousands of damage here. Okay, so it's not the best tank for this Hydra, but I decide to put the video here without the Rufus or Astaroth. So I think it's very good, and you can see here we are not using a very strong Cornelius like my Cornelius. Okay, my Cornelius is 80,000 power. Okay, and we are having good results with low power things in Hydras. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and please consider to subscribe and give your like. I need your help for making my channel grow, and of course I need, if you don't subscribe yet, please subscribe. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope to see you later again.